Yeah. So, this card is an interesting one because at first glance it appears that all the favorites are probably going to win. But they might not. The problem with a card like UFC 316, okay, is that, well, first of all, it took me so long to figure out the goddamn round robins that my plan to like fully explain the entire strategy of starting with a foundational round robin bet, and then on top of that subsequent parlays, and then on top of that some prop parlays, maybe a straight bet or two, followed by some live bets, and show how all of that is done. It's kind of out the window this week because it's the last minute. Sometimes you have to wait that long to know exactly how to play something, because right now I'm going to do something I almost never do. Normally I am ideally looking for no more than 6, 7 once in a while, 5, only 5 if necessary sometimes, round robins or locks, or essentially fights that I am as certain as one can be about, right? On a UFC card, you have anywhere from, 9 last weekend, but usually as 11 is the least, all the way up to 14, right? So, having your round robin parlay in place foundationally secures you. You remove the house edge as best as is possible, meaning that if you lose pretty much all your bets, even if one of your locks or two sometimes is taken out, you're still guaranteed. Guaranteed is relative, obviously, because this is gambling after all, which I don't encourage. Please don't gamble. Just don't gamble. Alright? It's not for you. 2, 1. Alright, everyone who's still there, this is what I'm doing. Because of the outrageous betting lines on this card, I will be having to adjust accordingly. The odds makers really, really went to town, and you got crazy lines, minus 700s, minus. I've seen Harrison at minus 950. Obviously, I was able to avoid that drastic of a. Oh God, it's ridiculous. But anyway, alright, so look. So I'm gonna make, rather than try to go with 5 fights that I am almost 100% on, and risk, if I, let's say I go 5 for 13, which I won't, I'll do better than that, for sure, but I'll do probably better than most, but regardless, there's no way to break even on a 5-way round robin on this card on any sportsbook whatsoever. So what that means is you have to take a look at the wider scope of things and think about how a round robin strategy can still work, because it's the only way to protect yourself against total loss should you not hit your parlays, prop bets, all the ridiculous nonsense that people gun for first instead of trying to protect their money first and then shooting for the maximum profit while still having a realistic shot at obtaining that. So what I'm doing is an 8-leg parlay. 8-leg round robin parlay, 5 ways, right? So instead of 6 or 7, especially instead of 5, I'm choosing 8 fights that I'm relatively confident in, very confident in, and I'm round robining them 5 ways. That's every combination of 5 from those 8 becomes its own parlay. So instead of one 8-leg parlay, you will have several 5-leg parlays. And with that strategy, hopefully nobody loses money, but more so hopefully from there you build yourself a castle of money. But first you have to not lose. So what are the 8 round robins? Who am I locking, so to speak? Well, I'll tell you. Number 1, Killing Salkilled to beat Yanel Ashmus. Number 2, Jusang Yu to beat Yekasaragi. And I know he will, because Yekasaragi is absolute garbage. Number 3, Azamat Mirzakhanov, my boy, to beat Brenson Ribeiro. I'm excited for that fight. Number 4, Joshua Van to beat Bruno Silva. Dicier than most people would think, but almost certainly a lock. And number 5, Joe Pyfer to beat Kelvin Gastelum. 6, Kayla Harrison to beat Juliana Pena. And 7, 7, Merab to beat Sean O'Malley. And who is 8? Oh, Wang Kong, of course, to beat Ariane Silva. One more time from the top, the bottom actually. Salkilled to beat Ashmus. Yu to beat Saragi. Wang Kong to beat Ariane De Silva. Azamat Mirzakhanov to destroy Brenson Ribeiro. Joshua Van to beat Bruno Silva. 5. 6, Joe Pyfer to beat Kelvin Gastelum. 7, Kayla Harrison to beat Juliana Pena. She better do it. And 8, Merab to once again beat Sean O'Malley. That's an 8-leg parlay that you will then round robin 5 ways. Okay? What that looks like, just to show you, after you have done it, since I'm assuming most of you watching this video do understand how this works. I apologize, and next week I will absolutely go through the whole thing with a tutorial and all. But right now, time's of the essence. So here you go. Wait, 1 second, please. So, do you see? Oh, you can't. Right here. You see these many parlays, all 5 legs? There's a lot of them. There's so many, in fact, that the totality of the payouts on what looks to just be a bunch of like small parlays is actually in the high 4 figures. Then on top of that, there are longer parlays, there are prop parlays, you know, a few straight bets, and then live bets. I don't like to discuss live betting. I haven't liked to, except, you know, on, you know, Fight Companions, because live betting is, you know, somewhat instinctual, and also, you know, it's riskier for people who don't really understand how it works. I'll do a video, or, you know, next week's betting advice video will be much longer and in depth and all of that. But for right now, everybody, please, for the love of God, lay your round robins before you know, bet on second round submissions straight, or over-unders, or significant strike numbers, or anything like that. Okay. That's it. This card's gonna be good. Frustrating, those odds makers. They really like to stick it in and break it off. Alright, enough. Do it. Go. Lay the round robins.